from a research perspective, now is a really exciting time to be working in robotics for manufacturing. So we're seeing new uses of traditional industrial robots, new uses where we can put large, potentially dangerous robots moving in and among people without caging them. We're seeing new types of robot hardware which are being called inherently human safe, so the robot can work next to a person without worrying significantly that they'll harm the person. And so what we focus on in my lab is taking the next step. Now that we're understanding how to do this safely, or we're beginning to understand how to put a robot next to people safely, what we're working on is trying to make these robots intelligent enough, not just to work next to people, but actually to work in collaboration with people. And from our perspective, a critical aspect of that is developing robots that can seamlessly integrate with the manual work that's happening now. There's a lot of variability in how people do their work today, and we don't want to turn people into robots. We want to leave people doing the work that they're really best at and give them the flexibility to do their jobs well, and strategically integrate robots that are smart enough to pick up on those cues and work in collaboration.
That's a very important aspect, I guess, because we don't do it just for the fun of engineering and high technology. We have an approach in BMW to focus on the sustainability. And sustainability for us means also like to be good with our associates, to help them doing their job, is part of our sustainability strategy. So that's really important that we don't want to destroy work. We want to shift the work to a more human kind of work in the future, so that the robot does the heavy stuff and the hard work, and the human can really fix and focus on doing the more interesting part of the work. And on the long range, it's going to shift the jobs, of course, to another level, but we think to a better quality, to a higher quality level. And yeah, quality actually leads me to the next, that we think, and we already know, that the collaboration between robots and humans bring a higher quality also in our products. Because there's a lot of jobs which can really easily be done by a robot, which is a highly repetitive work. And for a human, it's pretty hard to do that all the time, the same movements. For a robot, that's really easy. And to do this in a very harmonic way, so that the robot supports the human in its natural workflow, and also respecting that the workflow of each person might be different. So that's really important, and that's what Julie's work was already about, and that's also why we have this collaboration with it. It's absolutely matching. In BMW, it's general that very common that the people stay very long to the company. Some of them work for BMW their whole life. And so they have gained pretty large expertise in building cars and assembling cars. And that makes sense for us absolutely to keep them in the workforce as long as possible. And in Germany especially, the age for retirement is rising. So at the moment it's like 67 years or something, and it will be pretty soon in the future, I guess, more than 70 years. So, and it's important for us to keep the associates on the workforce healthy, and also healthy in a way that they like to do their job. So it's inspiring, it's also giving them some challenges, but keeping it free more or less like from dull and stupid work, like logistics, like picking up pieces. That can easily be done by a robot. It makes absolutely more sense to automatize that. But if you want to install a harness, for example, that's a highly complicated work. You have flexible parts which are bending from one side to the other, and that can easily be done by a human, or better done by a human. And but a harness is, for example, very heavy, so that would be a perfect application. The robot lifts the heavy harness into the chassis, and the human doesn't have to jump in and out. He can stay in a very ergonomic working position inside the car and just gets all the tools, gets the material to his workplace delivered, and he can focus on the specialized work.